Hello folks, my name is Dex and welcome to Created by Dex. Now this is my first YouTube video and I'm super excited. I'm super. I've always wanted to create a space where I could share some of the knowledge that I've gained over the years as a photographer and also as a graphic designer. Now this is Created by Dex. So in my first video, I want to share with you a few tips that will help you to create a great logo for your client or for your own business. So what do I mean when I say gather information? You're basically asking the client questions that will help you to be able to create a logo that suits your company. Now, information such as what industry this company operates in is very important in order to create a logo that fits the company and the industry that they are in. So say for instance, you're creating a logo for a coffee company or you're creating a logo for a tech company. Both of these logos will look completely different because of the industry that they operate in. So you will need to know what industry your client is in. Now, secondly, this may be a question you may or may not want to ask, but who are their competitors? You may need to do a little bit of research into what their logos look like in order to kind of gather what is going on within that industry for you to make a better choice in terms of your logo design, and also so you don't design something that looks similar to theirs. Now, believe it or not, folks, the colors of a logo can really impact the design of the logo and it can say a lot about the company. You need to know or identify what colors are going to be used for this logo and for this particular company. So I think knowing the color that the company wants or that you want to go with is important for this logo design. So another question that I like to ask my clients is, what logo type are you looking for? There are many logo types, and it's important for you to be able to identify whether you want this logo type or that logo type. It's important for your client also to be able to share that information with you so you're not designing in a loop, because it's very hard to be designing a logo, going back to your client consistently and not hitting the mark on what they want. So for my particular logo, I wanted a mark that could stand alone, something that would readily identify Created by Dex without any words. That was important for me, a logo mark that would identify Created by Dex without any words. So now that you have gathered all this information, what next? For me, I like to be able to take all the ideas out of my brain and put them on paper. So I like to sketch my ideas. It's important that I'm able to sketch all the ideas that are going around in my brain. Now, to be completely honest, some of them may not make any sense, right? You may draw something and you're like, nah, this is not it. But it's important for you to be able to put this on paper, so when you go around the computer, you're not wasting your time. Like, time is important. So sketch all the ideas, get them out of your brain, and then you can go to the software and develop on that idea. For me, simplicity in design is important, but I also want to be as creative as possible with my simplicity. Now, some of the most iconic and memorable logos are very simple logos, guys. And right now I want to talk about two of these logos that we know very well. The first simple logo I'm going to look at, which is very iconic, is the swoosh. Now everybody knows what this is. This is the Nike logo. Now the cool thing about the Nike logo is that it's simply two lines. The Nike logo, as we all know, is very iconic. It's known around the world. It's memorable. It leaves an impression on the mind. Simplicity just works. Now the second logo I want to talk about is the Olympic logo. The 5 rings of the Olympic logo represents the 5 continents. Now the rings being attached represents the 5 continents coming together through their athletes to compete against each other. The colors of the Olympic rings on a white background is a representation of all the colors from every flag within these continents. Now, there was so much thought that went behind this logo, but it's also a very simple, iconic, and memorable logo. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't space for complexity in logo design, don't get me wrong. But what I'm trying to achieve as a logo designer is something that is simple, something that is creative, and something that is memorable for my clients. Now guys, there's so much that can be unpacked within this world of logo designing, but I believe that these tips that I have left with you are able to help you to create a great and memorable logo. If this video has been helpful to you guys, please feel free to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe so you can be notified when there's future content. Thank you so much for joining me here on Created by Dex. See you in the next one.